welcome to A Novel Console, your weekly podcast where we talk about books, games, food, and stuff that caught our attention during the week. My name is Chris, and with me is my beautiful co-host and undercutted wife, Karradyne.
I think you scared the dog.
I did?
Yeah, when you did your hello, she was under the desk and she ran back behind you. She ran.
Oh, Luna.
Poor Luna.
She's so cute.
She is the cutest.
Yeah. How are you doing today?
I feel free.
Free?
Yes.
Why?
Because I have no hair.
No hair?
Yeah.
You balded yourself?
Yeah.
What you do?
I know, I don't know if our listeners really know what I look like based on my tiny little photo. I guess most of them might follow me on Bookstagram at this point. Are regulars.
Yeah.
And 2 of them have seen me on camera.
Uh-huh.
But I got a lot of hair. I got a whole fuck ton of hair. Like, my hair is thick as hell. Thick as hell. I think I've learned from my father after this weekend that it came from his mother. His side of the family, because, you know, my mom and my sister have really, really thin hair. Like, it doesn't make any sense how I got this. But, yeah, so I was ready for a change. I was ready to chop it because I had let it grow out super, super long. I didn't want to do anything to it. I was putting 0 effort in. I was putting it up in a bun every day.
Looking like an angry pineapple.
Yep, looking like an angry pineapple every day. Looking like Miss Trunchbull. Luna!
Oh, my God.
Excuse me, ma'am. I don't think she's ever done that.
I think she might
while
want
we've
to
been
pee.
Recording. Well, she
water.
already went pee.
She might want water, though. Oh, there she goes again.
Jesus.
We'll be back in a sec. Okay, so we locked the dog in the bathroom closet. So, okay. What were you saying about your hair? How you chopped it off and whatnot?
Yeah, so I wanted to change because it was driving me nuts. So a couple months ago, I set up a hair appointment with a hairstylist. Yeah. And she chopped it off. She did exactly what the photo I showed it. I showed her a photo of what I wanted, and she did exactly that. And I told her, I was like, I know that my hair is too thick to ever really look like this picture. Like, I'm gonna look like a mushroom if you cut my hair like this. And I was like, so I am open to an undercut. Like, I don't think I could ever let myself do the ones on the side. Mm-hmm. I have always thought that was one of the most disgusting looking things ever.
Like my haircut?
But it's different. It's different. If you have long hair, very long hair, I don't like the way that looks. Oh. But, yeah, so I did an undercut in the back.
We have something that we forgot to do.
What did we... Oh,
if this is your first time...
that thing.
Your first time or your 121st time coming into the show, welcome. We're glad you're joining us for an episode of A Novel Console. We hope you stick around, have some laughs, and maybe find some new things to enjoy. Karradyne did. So if you want to reach out to us, you can do it on our socials, which is basically at A Novel Console on every platform. Or you can email us directly at anovelconsole@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to support us, you can do it at patreon.com/novelconsole. Karradyne, do you have something to say?
Yeah. You should tell your friends about the show because we get more listeners when we tell you to tell your friends. Well, before we started making it a regular thing, I feel like it helped more. Anyway, also leave us a review because reviews make us more discoverable, and you can leave us reviews basically everywhere we are. And you can join our Discord. You can either email us to ask for the join link, or you can go to our Twitter and look for the pinned tweet.
Actually, no.
No?
I got to put it back up.
Oh.
I'm doing a 30-day challenge on Twitter, and I pinned it so I wouldn't lose it.
Ignore me.
And I've been really bad because I've missed it like 3 days already. So
shame.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, just ask us, or you can find it on our card link that we share every time we post about an episode or whatever. Do we have anything this week to talk about other than your haircut?
We went to Georgia.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw my family.
Yeah, that was
Christmas. My chaotic family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many babies.
A lot. Oh God. Yeah, this weekend was good fucking birth control. Mm-hmm. We took one of my little nephews my first nephew, but also not my first nephew. My first nephew, thanks to circumstances, but not the oldest. We took him over to my mom's to bake Christmas cookies. So we had him alone, just the two of us with a child and a dog for what, like
A day?
7 hours?
Almost
8 hours? Yeah, that was more than enough.
Yeah.
More than enough. I'm like, how does one stay on all the time? How? How do parents do it?
With more than one?
Oh my God. Yeah, it's too much.
So we were supposed to record this last night, Sunday, when we got back, but you were still behind on Dragon Ball,
Just a little bit.
and you wanted to finish it, and I wanted you to finish it, and you were actually having a great time.
We can get into that in a minute.
So, do you want to go ahead and jump into... Do we want to do a discussion time, or do we want to do book talk and...
Just a discussion.
All right, so this is the Legacy of Goku 2 and the Cell Games discussion time.
This is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, but we'll try to make it as girthy as possible.
Girthy.
Yummy. Anyway. Yeah, so my husband decided a few weeks ago that he was determined to get me to finish Dragon Ball before the end of the year. And we happened upon that box set. And he was like, yes, it's going to be so much easier to get you to finish this. And I think I was kind of hell-bent on proving him wrong. It's going to be difficult to get me to finish it.
And now you have nothing.
Now I have nothing.
Yeah,
what
no
does that
excuse.
mean?
No excuse.
Yeah, no, I don't have any excuses. It's readily available to me on my phone and in this game room. But so where did I leave off? Help me jog my memory here.
I believe you left off after Goku supposedly dies on Namek.
Yes, Namek is destroyed. And so where I picked back up is where the androids show up, or Trunks shows up.
Trunks shows up because Frieza comes back from the dead.
Right.
And Trunks.
Right, yeah. There you have Frieza and his dad there for like 2 seconds at the beginning, and then boom, they're gone. So I read from that.
The Trunks saga.
Yes.
All the way to the Cell Games.
To the end of the Cell Games.
Yeah.
And I have a confession.
What?
I really, really enjoyed it.
I know you did.
I enjoyed it a lot.
A lot more than you thought you would.
Yeah.
Will is probably pissing himself from excitement.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, let me tell you how much my husband was pissing himself from excitement last night. The man couldn't stop smiling for like 2 hours. And he keeps like popping up around corners and he'll just stand there and smile at me.
You like Dragon Ball.
Oh God, what have I got myself into?
I feel validated.
I'm glad. But to be fair, I was telling him, like, I feel like there was a big shift in, like, how much is happening and how action-packed it is. There's less just standing around, farting around, being fucking Yamchas and Karradynes.
Krillins. Just call him Krillin.
Karradyne. Yeah. There was a lot less just standing around twiddling our thumbs.
See, I'm not a big fan of the Namek saga. That whole time they're on Namek, I find it to be so fucking dreadful and boring. And I'm surprised that you actually liked it that much. Because they do stand around a lot and do a whole shit ton of nothing.
They do. It was kind of a nightmare. But not, like, I didn't dislike it by any means. It was just not great. But then, shit, as soon as they get rid of fucking Jiro and Doughboy
19.
yeah, then it really gets interesting. And I feel like the characters get like more personality, even the minor characters.
Like TN.
Like I really liked no, I really liked 16.
16 is great.
I really
I
liked
like 16.
16.
Yeah. As now in the new canon, in the continued canon, he's Dr. Jiro's son.
Yeah, I know you said that, and then I never felt like anything alluded to that
No,
that I read.
like people were
Okay.
like, "Oh, that's Jiro's son," and they're like, "Okay, let's make him Jiro's son." And
Oh
so
my gosh.
it's like shit like that Akira Toriyama does.
Like, okay.
It's like, okay, if you say so, let's make it.
What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh
The
shit.
androids 17, 18, anything about them?
I mean, I feel like they're just like convenient fillers. They weren't. I don't know. They helped progress
The
the
story,
ultimate
the
story.
character development and
Yeah.
whatnot.
I kind of expected them to play larger roles than what they did.
So there's a ton of rumors about Dragon Ball. He wanted 17 and 18. Toriyama wanted 17 and 18 to be like the big bad, but like the producer was like, no.
They don't look bad enough to be the big bad.
They're like, no, we need something worse. So he's like, all right, I guess I'll create Cell. So he went ahead and made Cell.
Cell was pretty awful.
Yeah.
Pretty awful.
Now, imagine him being super gay and violent at the same time. That's how he is in Abridged.
Was that what scared Danny? Abridged?
Yeah, no.
Was it not
was,
abridged?
No, it was when he was sucking up the people with his tail.
But was he watching it or reading it?
Watching it.
He was
on
watching
Cartoon
it.
Network.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Because it wasn't really all that scary reading it.
No, but watching it in Cartoon Network, not knowing anything, like being brand new into it and seeing Cell suck somebody up, you'd be like, oh,
That was pretty freaky.
Okay, yeah. But so you really liked it.
I really, really liked it a lot.
Who was your favorite character?
Who's my favorite character? I still really love Piccolo, but he obviously didn't play a huge role in any of this stretch that I read. He was there, obviously. He was there for all of it, but he did merge with Kami-sama. That was cool. But he
fought
still
Cell.
He did fight Cell, but I expected him to take Cell down like that. And he didn't. It was fucking child.
Didn't Cell
Took him
kind of
down.
like sneak an attack on him, like that Kamehameha that took his arm off?
I think so.
And then he fought 17, and he was on equal footing as 17 in that fight.
True.
That's the one that afterwards Cell comes in, sucks up 17, and then TN is like blasting him with the Kikoho. And he's like, fuck Super Saiyans, fuck power levels, and fuck you. And Cell is like, I am going to murder you.
Bless
I
it.
gotta show you that video. It's so funny.
I'm ready. I'm ready to watch all the things that you want me to watch.
You're ready to watch Abridged?
Yeah.
You are going to love Abridged. It is so funny.
I'll take your word for it.
And you're ready to watch the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But another thing one thing that drove me nuts, was like, Vegeta is a fucking idiot. Honestly, almost all of them are fucking idiots. Why the fuck would you want this massive beast who can't be taken down by literally anything to get stronger so we can see how strong we can be to fight it? Oh my god, no. Just take him down while you can, you dumbasses.
You're gonna see some more of that shit on the
Oh,
next
they
chapter.
all do it. They all do it in their own way. Even fucking Gohan was like, "Oh, he deserves more wrath. I'm gonna let him heal and then beat him up again." No.
So you know how
dumbasses.
You know how old Gohan was there?
How old?
11.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
And at the end, Goku dies, right? You know
Yes,
how
he's a
old-
terrible father.
He's an awful
He's
father.
such a bad father.
He gives Cell a fucking sensu bean.
I can't.
you
I
see
know.
that shit?
I was like, what is wrong with these fucking morons?
Okay, so Goku's stupid because he's a fucking idiot, but he was also 31 right there. So he was 31 years old when he died there.
He's an idiot.
He's a fucking moron.
He was only 20 years old when he had the child. He didn't have any business procreating.
So
Lord.
he was 25 when he killed Frieza, and he was 23 the first time he died. So yeah, he had Gohan when he was like 20. He got married when he was like 18. So
They're all idiots.
they're fucking more.
I think Vegeta's probably the biggest idiot, but I did see that he kind of redeemed himself a little bit there at the end. I really like Trunks. I like Trunks a lot.
In a bridge, when the part happens where Cell shoots Trunks through
Uh-huh.
the chest, he's like, "Hey Vegeta, you have a hole in your trunks."
Oh my god. I can't.
Vegeta's just
I
standing there.
cannot.
I'm surprised that Trunks got killed.
That's awful.
It's so funny.
Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh.
So he'd redeemed himself a little bit at the end.
A little bit.
He blasted Cell with a big bang, right?
Yeah, and he apologized to Gohan, and
He kind of had a little bit of a moment with Trunks
a
when
little
Trunks
bit,
left.
a little bit, yeah. And then Trunks went back to his mama, and he was like, "Oh, he did this," and she was like, "What?
Yeah.
I can't believe it."
There is a little bit of a shift right there for Vegeta when he goes through that whole thing, and he gets better. He becomes more of
Tolerable.
a, actually a decent person. Like, you see how he cares for Trunks later on, and then he does some questionable things, and then he repents like immediately. He's like, "Oh, I fucked up," and he does a sacrifice, which is so good.
So
But
he's gonna die too.
maybe. That point in the Cell games is what diverges his character into what he becomes and leads into Super, where you see he's more of a decent person than Goku was. Like, he's still fight crazy, but he's a better person than Goku.
Also, what the fuck? You told me I was gonna like Hercule. No, he's a big old pussy.
Just
And I
wait.
just wanted to punch him in the face.
You're gonna like Hercule in the next
When?
arc. In the next arc, you're gonna
Okay.
like him. Hercule is the greatest of all
He
time.
is scum.
He threw 16's head at Gohan.
He's a little scummy.
He's very scummy actually. But you're gonna like him. He's
Gonna have
the
to
champ.
take your word for
He's the
it.
champion.
I find that hard to believe.
So tell me about Trunks.
What about him?
What do you like about him? What's up with Trunks? You
I
said that
like
you liked him.
everything about him. He's very noble. And then when he goes back and he does the whole fighting with Cell thing, I just loved him. He's so good. He's so good. Despite his parentage, he's so good. And he's so smart. I love him.
And he was stronger than Vegeta and stronger than Cell. Mm-hmm. He just couldn't move fast enough to beat Cell, but he was stronger.
It's pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. No, I really, really liked him a lot. I think that's when things really started to pick up for me. Mm-hmm. Because even though it is kind of cheesy, like the whole time travel shit, I feel like Toriyama did a pretty good job at it. And, you know, obviously he didn't go back for some stupid reason, like, I want to make my dad not a bitch. I want to make sure the world isn't destroyed.
Yeah, which it kind of didn't end up working in his favor, because when he went back...
I mean, it's time travel, so...
Like, it does... Like, when you explain it, it makes a little bit sense, but that type of time travel does not make sense. Because
none of time travel makes sense.
You're coming back in time, so the future needs to be changed. Not you're coming back in time so you can go back to your own future. It really doesn't make sense the way that this time traveling works.
It's like time travel and dimension.
Yes.
Travel.
Alternate timelines.
Yeah.
Because they did the same shit in Avengers, and it doesn't make sense. And they explained that in that movie in a way that didn't make sense, but it's still not good. Like, you're telling me that I go back and step on an ant, and that creates a different whole universe where I stepped on an ant, and then there's the other one where I didn't.
Yes.
Like, it's stupid time travel shit.
Logic.
It doesn't make sense. So, the Cell games is good. My favorite one is the Boo arc. Everybody hates on the Boo arc.
I don't know anything about the Boo arc yet.
Oh, I can't wait for you to read it. Everybody hates on it, but I think it's so good. It's my favorite. It's when all the shit goes crazy. Everybody's Super Saiyan. Everybody is catching hands from somebody.
Oh my
So I
god.
can't wait for you to get there. Going back to
Is that
Trunks.
the next bit that I gotta read
Yes.
before
That's what you got left.
this week? Then next week? I
Yeah,
mean,
before
yeah.
next week. There's one last thing. Before I go into the game, I can't wait for you to watch the history of Trunks. I feel like you're gonna cry a lot.
Well, they had like a little side story at the end of one of the volumes.
What was it?
It was Trunks' backstory, like him with Bulma,
Was Gohan
making
there?
the plan to.
No.
I'm trying to remember. I think so. I'll
Uh,
have to grab it for you and show you. It's at the end of one of them.
at the end of one of them.
Yeah.
No, because the history of Trunks is like the story of Trunks leading up to going back in time, and
No, I think that was, and didn't like Gohan sacrifice
yes,
him? Yeah, yeah. It's there.
he
It
loses
was
his
really
arm.
good. Yeah.
You have to see it animated, like
Oh.
when because Gohan knocks Trunks out,
Yes.
and then when he wakes up, he finds Gohan dead in a puddle,
Yeah.
and then he just go. Man, I'm sorry. I feel it in
You
my
didn't
chest.
cry at our wedding. You're gonna cry over Dragon Ball Z.
It's like if they killed your brother and you found him.
You
there.
ain't got a brother for them to kill.
One of your many brothers that you have now.
I have a plethora of brothers.
It's like he was your best friend. He was teaching you everything, and now he's dead, and you just find him dead in a puddle.
That's pretty hard.
It's like if I found Kiko dead in a puddle.
Or Crystala's boy. Bless her.
Yeah, so that's so good. You're gonna cry so much when you see that movie.
Oh boy.
We gotta go through them. I need to watch them again, and you're just gonna love them.
Now you got an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo! No, I'm excited.
Good.
I really, really enjoyed it.
So what overall rating did you give the whole? Let's just say Trunks Saga all the way to the Cell games, which is what you read. What
boy.
would you say? Not individual volumes, because and you gave like different ratings to some of the volumes.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So what would you say for the overall thing?
Oh, I'd say we're probably like a 4.8.
4.8.
Yeah, because I mean, I gave all of them 4 and 5 stars. I gave. Let me check here. I'm thinking about like a true average here. I gave 4 of them. No, I gave 5. No, yeah, I gave 5 of them 5 stars, and I gave 3 of them 4 stars. But one of those was 4.5 stars.
What?
I really,
the hell?
really, really liked them a lot. A lot. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. Where are you gonna cry?
They were so good. I don't know. I kind of hate that I liked them as much as I did. I'm like kind of upset about it. My God, I just reached a new level of nerddom. Yeah.
It's great.
Miss Saimata is not gonna be.
She doesn't. I don't
She
think,
didn't go to the last movie.
No, she doesn't like Dragon Ball, but it's because she never paid attention to it.
I
If
see.
she would have paid attention to it, she probably would have liked it. Because everybody did. I can't believe you gave them that high of a rating.
So I think it would probably like be even closer to 5 because I gave more 5 stars than I gave to 4 stars.
Wow.
Yeah. Let me see what the exact average is.
Okay. So let's just go ahead and talk a little bit about the game. So the game is Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku. This game was released on June 17th, 2003 for the Game Boy Advance. And the year before, the first Legacy of Goku came out. And that game was complete and atrocious garbage. And I loved every second of that game. But when I played this game, like my mind was completely destroyed. Like I could not believe a game based on a property like Dragon Ball could be this good. Did you find the average?
Yes, it's 4.7, 4.65. So I'll go 4.8.
Okay,
That's fair.
I'll take that. That's That's pretty great.
It's pretty high.
Oh God, I hope you like the Boo Saga as much as I do.
I hope so too. I know you're gonna be devastated if I don't.
I will be. It's so good. There's so much bullshit that happens and so much crazy insanity. It's so good. It's like Dragon Ball in a nutshell.
So wait, Boo is the big fat pink one, right?
Yes.
Or is he the skinny pink one?
That too.
Or he's both?
He's both.
Wait, how can he be so cute and cuddly if he's bad?
And the child, Kid Boo, he's also that too.
Are they related to Mr. Popo?
No, they are not.
Boo looks like Popo.
There's an explanation for that, but no. He really doesn't look like
So
Popo.
why is he cute if he's bad?
You will see. You will see.
Because he ain't cute when he looks bad.
No,
he's very scary.
Not cute when he's a kid either. So
is he worse than Cell? Really?
Yeah.
Well, then nobody's gonna be able to take him down. Another thing that I don't understand is why don't these people why don't they all attack at once? If they're all so powerful.
That's not what Saiyans do.
Why don't they all fuse?
Because they don't know about that yet.
Oh.
You should know about that yet.
You made me watch movies.
Yes, and the movies
with no context.
Nope.
Where's Broly?
He's not canon yet. You'll see. Oh, the Broly movies are great too. They're so much fun. So this game was developed by Atari and was developed by Webfoot Technologies. And like I said, it's for the Game Boy Advance. It's a single-player action RPG. In this game, you follow the events of the Trunks saga all the way to the Cell game. So what you read. So you start in this game. You play as 5 characters. You're able to play as Gohan, Piccolo, Trunks, Vegeta, and Goku. Now the game is called The Legacy of Goku, but you can only use Goku for like 15% of the game. So not a lot. And the game is really not that long. Let me see exactly how long it takes to beat the game. How long to beat Legacy of Goku 2. Okay. So the how long to beat is... okay. 14 and a half hours for the main story. 14 and a half hours for the main story plus sides, because honestly, you have to do the side missions to get through the main story. 29 and a half hours for completionist and 16 and a half for all styles, which I have no idea what that means. So I'm gonna say I pretty much averaged around 14 hours with the game. It's really not that long, and 15% of 14 is, I'm sure somebody's screaming it right now. What is 15%?
We hate math.
Of 14. So it's 2.1. So you play as Goku for 2.1 hours.
Okay.
And the game's called The Legacy of Goku.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of terrible. But you know that you experience the story. Like the story is about everyone.
Yeah.
It's not
I feel like Goku's
Goku.
kind of like a minor character, especially since he's fucking asleep for most of it.
Yeah.
And just finding out things in his dreams, which is such bullshit to me.
You said something about that I found so funny. Do you remember exactly what you said?
I'm trying to remember. I know I said something about him.
We were sitting there eating, and you're like, I can't believe this bullshit. I'm like, what? It's like, I hate this shit. I ask you what? And you're like,
oh, I said that it's very convenient that Toriyama just skips like filling characters in by having them hear and know everything that's happening in their dreams. Such bullshit.
I brought up the other one where like Goku arrives and he's like, let me touch
he
your
just
head.
touches like Karradyne's head.
He touches Krillin's head and learns everything that happened in Namek.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And he never does it ever again. But yeah, so like the story is about all the other characters. It's not just Goku. So,
and I feel like it's not even there isn't even like a main character. It's about all of them.
No, it's about all of them. Like you can say that at the end, the story is about Gohan, but
I'd say it's about Trunks.
It's mostly about Trunks. Yeah, because it's like Trunks coming back in time,
but not even,
and then having his redemption at the end.
Yeah. So if you had to pick a main character, I think it would be Trunks.
I could agree with that. I actually like that sentiment. I love Piccolo in this series. I love
him so much. He's my daddy.
I love the relationship between Vegeta and Trunks. Like Vegeta wants nothing to do with him until the end. He's like he realizes it's too late. Gohan is trying to figure himself out, which I feel like Gohan didn't figure himself out until this last movie that came out.
When he's an adult
When he's
with
an
a
adult with a
child,
child, where he's like 35 years old, he didn't figure
and
out
he's
who
like
he
not
was.
in the movie at all.
Until the end.
Yeah.
That movie was so good. I want to watch it again. So in the game, you can turn all of the characters Super Saiyan, except for Piccolo. But Piccolo does have a transformation called Super Namek.
He's a kami-sama, la la,
So
kami-yolo.
they actually give it to you after you fuse with Kami. So Piccolo takes off his turban and cape, and he's much faster and much stronger. And it's great because you know how Nameks regenerate?
Yes.
While you're playing as Piccolo and you're on Super Namek form, his health keeps regenerating. So I didn't realize, and I played this game for a long time, that you can actually do some specific boss fights with Piccolo instead of the characters that actually fought them in the story. So like that fight with Cell, where Vegeta is Super Vegeta and he lets him suck up 18, so you can actually do that first fight with Piccolo instead of Vegeta.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
You know what I liked?
what?
I liked that to replace Kami-sama, they brought Dende.
Yeah,
That was
and
cute.
he made the dragon stronger.
He did. He's adorable.
Yeah. So you actually get to see a bunch of characters in the game. You get to see future Gohan, which is Trunks Master, Chi-Chi, Bulma, Puar, Chaozu, King Cold, the Briefs, so Bulma's parents, Master Roshi, Oolong, Baby Trunks, Kami, Mr. Popo, Dende, Korin, Yajirobe, and a bunch of other people. There is a quest towards the end of the game where you have to find the Dragon Balls. And they decided to put in a story that happens. I don't know if it happens in the manga. It's the one where Gohan meets this little girl and they go to like where she's living and there's like an evil dude there. And they're like,
That's not ringing a bell at all.
no. Okay, so anyways, it's like a side story where they bring back a character from the original Dragon Ball. And basically he's scamming people out of their money so that he can have them live in like this cell-proof dome.
Oh my gosh.
And Gohan's like, he blows it up, and he's like, "Oh, if I can blow this up, then Cell can certainly do it because I am much weaker than Cell."
I can't.
But you know, like I said, when I originally saw this game the first time, I was like, I don't want to play it, and then I played it a little bit, and I was like, holy fuck, and I fell in love with it. To the point where when Boost Fury came out, it came out like a couple of days after a hurricane had gone through Puerto Rico. It wasn't even a hurricane, it was like a storm. And I would go to GameStop every single day trying to see if they had gotten the game in. And like you saw how difficult it is in Puerto Rico to get from one place out to another without a car.
Lot.
Without a car.
Without a car? Oh Lord.
Oh, grab my skateboard and try to go to GameStop every day to see if they had gotten the game
honey,
in.
that was some good exercise.
It was like a month doing that until they got it in.
What?
Yeah.
Why you didn't have a way to call them?
No, there were no the phone lines.
Oh,
went down.
right, because hurricane, duh.
It wasn't even a hurricane. It was a rainstorm. Okay.
Oh.
It was a rainstorm that went through Puerto Rico, and there were the fucking government, the shit show of a fucking government that Puerto Rico has, was like, oh, we're just going to go ahead and turn off the power plants so that if there's damage, they're easier to fix.
What?
So
What?
There was pretty much no damage. They fixed it, and they were like, oh, we don't know how to turn this back on. So that whole fucking time was them not knowing how to turn on the fucking power plants.
What?
Like, how in the fuck do you do that?
I couldn't live in Puerto Rico.
No, it's like fucking government is fucking trash. Anyways, going back to the game. I really, really like this game. There are a few things from the game that I don't like. I feel like Boost Fury is the better game. There's when you're fighting the enemies, you punch them and they kind of like keep going back. And if you get them to a wall, they'll like bounce off the wall. And sometimes that causes them to do kind of like a little stun lock where they can immediately get a hit in. And this is kind of like a game of who hits first. Whoever hits first is probably going to win because the characters have an animation of damage, and if you catch them right as that animation is being done, then you can continue doing damage. So that's mostly what I didn't like about this game. I didn't like that Goku's not that playable. There is a little bit of grinding, and there is a secret character in the game. Take a wild guess who the secret character is.
Give me a hint.
The world champion.
Hercule. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, you can play as Hercule.
I can't.
So when you finish the game, there are these level 50 doors all over the world that you have to break. And once you break, you can go inside and find a statue of the main characters in the game. There's one for Hercule, but you got to get Hercule to level 50. Hercule is incredibly weak, but there's these there's these bunch of capsules throughout the game that you can find, and those capsules raise their stats, so you can actually make them stronger. If you save them all for Hercule, you're still weak as fuck.
Bless him.
But he has a special ability where he freezes everyone, and you can beat them up, but it takes forever. So it actually takes some effort to get 100% in this game, which is going and doing that Hercule thing at the end. And it basically is just Hercule going into an interview of how did he win the Cell games.
Bless him. Fucking liar.
Yeah, he's a fucking liar. But there's a bunch of cool things. There's like the Missing Namekians quest line, where you have to find 7 Namekians, take them to New Namek, and then in New Namek you get to fight Cooler, who's Frieza's brother. Other than that, just a bunch of secret characters. The story's pretty straightforward. Like, I feel like the story kind of like stays compacted into that 14-hour experience until you have to go do the Dragon Ball questline. Once you're doing the Dragon Ball questline, you have all your characters, you have all this freedom, you have everything, you can go anywhere. But after that, the game's pretty much over. So I feel like you don't get the freedom until almost to the end of the game. Well, I played this game like a year ago. I still had my save file with 100% of everything. And I got my save file back to almost 100% of everything. I didn't get everybody to level 50. I didn't get Hercule because I didn't feel like going through that whole thing. But yeah, this game to me, it's an... Let me see what I officially gave it on our Discord. Here we go. Game's beaten. 8.5 out of 10.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty hefty.
I like this game. It's a very fun game. I'm probably going to play it at some point in the future, but hopefully not for the next 3 years.
8.5 and 4.8. Pretty impressive.
I still can't believe they did everything. They did like all the exact same conversations that were had in the English dub of the anime. You have your fights with Frieza and not Frieza, with Piccolo and Cell. The fight with Trunks and Cell at the end where Vegeta does the big bang on Cell.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Goku's gone and Cell is dead, like, Piccolo tells Vegeta that he's proud of him for what he did, that he really has changed.
That's awesome.
And when Piccolo leaves, Vegeta's like, what am I going to do with my life? Goku's gone.
Oh,
I have no purpose now.
Bless his heart. That's sad.
That is where he...
Kakarot is gone. Not Goku.
Not Goku.
Kakarot,
yeah.
Kakarot.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. You've loved...
I did. I really enjoyed
Saga.
it. It was a big surprise to me. Big surprise. Well, let's see if I like the rest of it.
I hope you do. It's so good.
I'm sure I will.
I hope.
We'll see.
Okay, so do we have anything else, or do we want to call it here?
We're going to have to call it here because we have literally nothing else. Nothing.
Yeah, I didn't play anything else other than that game.
We didn't eat anything either. We've starved for the last week.
We had Cracker Barrel, and that's it.
But, yep. With a waitress even more southern than the last time we went to Cracker Barrel, which is really impressive.
Yeah, that lady really spoke in banjo.
Yeah. But we saw our previous banjo speaking waitress. I kind of wished we could have had her again because she at least didn't forget things. Bless her. Anywho, we will return with the Boo Saga next week.
Yeah, with a full episode next week.
Yeah, maybe. We haven't eaten anything yet.
No, we didn't.
What are we gonna eat?
Something.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Oh, my parents are gonna be here soon, so that's gonna be interesting too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to kick them out of their room so we can record.
Yeah. Or we can take the 2 weeks off, but I don't want to because our listens,
we've already taken some time off.
Yeah, our listens die every time we take some time off. Okay, so do you want to say goodbye to everyone?
Goodbye, everyone.
Say it right.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone.
Okay.
Goodbye, everyone. Hey, Luna's contributing too.
Okay, she said goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
I guess goodbye it is.